Hey guys, welcome to the live. I'll be in here shortly. Come on in, come on in. Hey guys, if you or someone you know is visiting Panama and looking for an amazing time, check out Rum and Brunch, the first and only Afro-Caribbean brunch and day party in Panama City. Trust and believe, this is an event like no other. We play hip-hop, reggae, R&B, dancehall, soca, compa, and more. Log on to www.vgrltv.com/events or rumandbrunch.com/events and take a look at our events calendar to see what other events that we have going on, because trust me, you do not want to miss one of our events. Okay, us on all social media platforms at Rum and Brunch PTY on Instagram, Rum and Brunch PTY on TikTok. Join us on Facebook and stay tuned for all the other events that we have going on. We have Martin Luther King weekend, where we have Rum and Brunch weekend, an event that you do not want to miss. So hope to see you guys there. Anyway guys, peace and love. Hey guys, if you or someone you know is visiting. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by B-Girl TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. Copyright disclaimer under. Hi, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, so hello. Hi. Welcome back to our live stream. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So please, in the comment section, let me know that you can hear me, because I have a whole new setup that I got going on right now. So I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Let me know in the comment section if you can't hear me. Hello, everybody. You know, a couple of you been saying like you wanted me to go back to doing my lives, like this whole fancy thing. Well, here I am. All right, but I need to make sure that you guys can hear me. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me or not. Can you guys hear me? You know what? I'm about to go on live right now and see what the audio is like right now, because I have no idea. Can you guys hear me? Why y'all not saying nothing? How we supposed to have this? How we are we supposed to do this live stream if I don't even know if you guys can hear me? And I know people are in here because I see y'all. Let me see. Okay, great. I'm not sure what is happening right now, but oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I was logged in on Instagram. Hold on, I'm trying to. I don't know what happened. Hold on, I'm trying. I haven't done this in a minute. I haven't done this in a while, and because I got this new setup, just trying to get this together. All right, so today's topic is going to be super important because uh some of y'all just want to do what y'all want to do. All right, here we are. We're back on live. All right. I don't have two screens anymore, y'all, because my other screen broke and I ended up having to throw it out. So I'm working from one screen right now. All right. So, all right, guys, welcome to our live stream. I told you guys that I was going to be back on YouTube. So here we are. Why does Instagram keep on freezing? I have a slow connection too. So it's not only you guys. I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with nothing. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to V Girl TV. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know I have been MIA and I've been doing like sloppy lives recently just off my cell phone, but I told you guys I'm trying my best. So however you get this live, you're gonna get this live. So today I was able, because my daughter is back in school now I am able to do these type of lives with a little bit more like graphics and all type of stuff the way you guys like it, because you said Samaya was the one who said it, that it looks a little bit more professional. But I have a few topics that I want to discuss today. I had to write it down because I don't want to miss anything, because usually when I do these like random lives I just be all over the place. So just want to remind everybody to please like, share, and comment. Okay, it is free 99 while I share this information with you guys. That is the only thing that I'm asking you guys to do. Like, share, and comment. I'm not even asking you to give me no money. Okay, this is all free. So if you could do me that for solid, I would greatly appreciate it. For those of you who are on IG, you can make your way down onto YouTube at VGirl TV. YouTube is where the support is. Okay. Couple of upcoming events that is going on. As you guys know, I do rum and brunch, but I have been getting a lot of requests, especially from people on TikTok, that they're not there for those monthly events. So I have decided once again, because I was doing this before and I kind of stopped doing it. We're doing a pilot program for right now. It's called Tropical Vibe Saturday. Tropical Vibe Saturday is for people who enjoy nightlife, not the day parties, where you can hear strictly Afro-Caribbean music and also hip hop and R&B, 100% English vibes, because I know when you go to the clubs in Panama, you don't hear that type of music. So Tropical Vibe Saturday. You can get your tickets now on the website at www.vgirltv.com. So the first topic that I want to talk about is Americans that think they know everything. Okay. I know that this may seem like be who you think you're talking to, but you guys need to know this, okay? Because I've seen this topic come up a lot, and not only on YouTube, but I've also seen something similar in other countries that happen kind of sort of in Colombia, Cartagena to be exact. But this particular situation happened around Carnival, right? So I know there's a lot of videos that go around talking about, oh, how Panama's a safe place, um, that, you know, Panama is an amazing country. And it is an amazing country, because if it was an amazing country, I wouldn't be here that long. I would have packed up my stuff long time ago and went back to my yard, okay? Um, Brooklyn is what I mean. For those of you who don't know, and this is your first time tuning into my channel, I am Panamanian, but I grew up in the United States of America. Sorry. So I came back to Panama over 11 years ago now, for reasons that you guys can check on my other videos. I'll probably link them, and I'll go into details on why I left America. Panama has been amazing, but there has also been some challenges as well, but we can make it work. So last month was February. Carnival was, I think, like the 16th, 15th, 16th, 17th, can't remember, but you guys know when Carnival was. And there was a video that was going around about this lady who came to Panama to experience Panama Carnival, and she went to the Mercado de Marisco. Now, I just want to want you guys to keep this in mind. Technically, Carnival in the city was canceled. So technically, there wasn't supposed to be anything that was going on during Carnival weekend in Panama City. That everything was supposed to be in the interior. So Las Tablas, Pedro Nome, all those places had Carnival events that was going on, right? At the last minute, literally like maybe a couple of weeks before Carnival started, Carnival was supposed to take place. The mayor decided, you guys know him, Mirachi, that they were going to have a carnival in the city. So this tourist, she was an older woman, had decided that she was going to come to Panama to experience the carnival in Panama. She decides to take a yellow cab. She took the yellow cab. When she got in the yellow cab driver pepper sprayed her, beat her up. Okay. She had a black eye, stole her stuff. She was with someone else that she said in the video. I am not going to post a video here on this channel because it is a little bit sad. And it's kind of like low-key embarrassing, right? That someone would take advantage of an older woman, or just taking advantage of a tourist, or just take advantage of people, period, because even if it was a local person, this still would not have been deserved. So they beat her up or whatever. The woman's eyes was swollen, like huge swollen. I had posted it because it came to my WhatsApp. Somebody had sent me the video on WhatsApp. I translated it to Spanish, and I actually posted it on my hair page because I have a huge following on my hair page than I do on my personal page. The video had, let me see how many shares it had. It had like over 2,000 and something shares on that video. It was on my main profile, but I took it down. So now if you go to the Pretty Image page, you probably just see just the end result, but the video that was circulating, I took it off my main page. It's still in the reels, but I took it down off the main page because it got resolved. I wanted to talk about this for the longest, but I just didn't have the time. Basically, so she got beat up or whatever. So she had put out a video basically requesting that the government, the president, helped her in the situation because they stole her passport, they stole her money, they stole everything. And on top of that, they beat her up. This woman has to be about 70 something years old. Okay. She is from, I think she was from Charlotte, North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and the video basically went viral during Carnival weekend. Now, this I'm not saying is her fault because this is absolutely not her fault because nobody deserved to get beat down to a pulp and taken advantage of and robbed. Okay, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But one of the things that I will say, a lot of us don't take heed, or maybe we just go by what you see on social media that you don't really pay attention to surroundings or you don't listen because I've seen someone else say the same thing. When you come to Panama, do not take a yellow cab. I repeat, when you come to Panama, do not take a yellow taxi. Do not take a yellow taxi. I don't know how many times I have to say this and how many times we have to let people know don't take yellow taxis. I even have friends that I tell them the same, do not take a yellow taxi, don't take a cab. When you're coming from the airport, do not take a taxi, take a Uber. And for some odd reason, people be feeling like, oh, like this runs the same way that it runs in New York. It does not. Okay. So basically, the yellow taxi pepper sprayed her, robbed her, and then beat her up, and then threw them on the side of the road. That's pretty much what happened. Okay. I don't know why people don't listen when you tell them do not take yellow taxis in Panama. And I kind of feel bad because I have friends that drive yellow taxis, but I don't even take yellow taxis. Yellow taxis aren't even really safe for local people, let alone a tourist, because the minute that people see or hear that you have a type of accent, or if you speak in English, or they feel that you're not from there, especially taxi drivers, they're going to take advantage of you. Your best bet is to take Uber. Even InDrive, because InDrive is an app that you can use as well. I don't trust that either because taxi cab drivers, the ones that same yellow cab drivers are the ones that also drive InDrive, and InDrive does not have it's not that secure either. Okay, at least with Uber, you have to go through certain type of checks and all kind of things in order to get a profile. Not saying that things don't happen with Uber, but if something does happen to you with an Uber driver, you are more likely to be able to track that person versus a yellow taxi or even like InDrive. Okay, there was a girl that was on TikTok that said that she had an Airbnb. She went out with her friends or whatever. They came to Panama for her bachelorette party. The Airbnb host told them, do not take a yellow taxi. Don't take, it was like saying, take the yellow taxi. She took the yellow taxi, and guess what ended up happening? They ended up getting robbed. You guys need to understand that the way things function in America is not the way that things is going to function in other people's countries. The way that people do in America is not the same way that is going to be done in other people's countries, especially places like Panama. Justice is very slow. Okay. Thank God for this woman because I think what really helped was that the video went viral. That there was a lot of pressure. But imagine if people weren't posting it and sharing it and it didn't go as viral as it went. What would have become of the woman? Her cell phone was stolen, her passport was stolen, her credit card was stolen, her money was stolen. All these things were stolen, and then it becomes inconvenient to the person because you are how are you even supposed to move? You can go to the embassy, but the embassy here in Panama, they literally work by appointments only, and they're not open on Saturday and Sunday. So I say this to say, if you're going to visit Panama, stay away from the yellow cabs. The yellow cabs. Stop trying to be like, oh, I want to experience like, I want to live like a. Don't do it, okay? Because you are setting yourself up for literally failure. So that is that. That what happened with that particular person, which was like really crazy. All right. So the next topic that we have on the list, where's everybody at? All right, so let's see. I literally wrote everything down so I wouldn't forget anything. Another thing that I realized or whatever with certain people, Americans per se, people from first world countries, like some of you guys are really kind of like disrespectful, and you don't even really realize how disrespectful you are. And this is not for everyone. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm targeting anyone or attacking anyone, but you really got to respect other people's customs. All right. You sometimes you go to other people's countries and you demand um certain things, and it's like, baby, don't do that. Or even if you don't like the food, there's this, even if you don't like the food, I've seen it. I've seen it. Even if you don't like the food, you don't have to be like, oh my God, this is so nasty. It's not what you say, is how you say it. Okay. It could come off a little bit disrespectful. So I would just watch that, like, respect people's customs. Don't ignore the laws, because trust me, you do not want to go to jail in Panama. Okay. I think I told you guys a story before about somebody that I knew that came to Panama with weed, because weed is legal in New York City. And they came to Panama with weed and they got locked up for 6 months for drug trafficking. And literally, they told me that the reason why they didn't know that weed was not legal in Panama, and that when they were going through customs, they pulled out the bag of weed because they were like, hey, whatever. They thought that they were just going to get a fine in New York, like they get in New York and then walk. Homeboy ended up going to jail for 6 months. And it would have been longer had he not known, you know, us, or, he didn't have that help. Because imagine being locked up abroad and you don't know nobody, being locked up in jail in another country. They're not giving you 3 meals a day. They are not giving you toothpaste, toothbrush. They're not doing any of that. And so, you just want to thread lightly, do the right thing, mind your business, and don't do certain things because the laws are completely different. Now, I want to talk about this next topic about um, some American girls that went to Cartagena. I know you probably like, well, what does that have to do with Panama? It's still kind of the same thing about people not using discernment, or they going on vacation, they're doing solo traveling, and they're not researching properly. I personally have never been to Cartagena. Yes, I have been to Colombia. Colombia is not one of my favorite places. Am I going to go back to Colombia? Absolutely not. I don't see myself ever returning back to Colombia for vacation. No offense to anyone who loves Colombia. No offense to people who went to Colombia. It's just not my thing. Okay. So basically, three girls went to Colombia and they were almost kidnapped. They said that they took a regular taxi. They took a regular taxi. Now, she did mention that Uber was not legal in Colombia. I'm not sure. But me personally, like, I would have asked the hotel if they had a driver that they could have recommended, and use a personal driver versus regular taxis off the street. Again, this is not victim blaming. I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just bringing this to light. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. I'm just bringing this to light so that you could avoid making some of these mistakes, even if you go to Panama, or if you in Colombia, or if you in whatever country or whatever. She said that they were in Cartagena at some restaurant. She was like, the food was nasty. They didn't like the food. Get it, um, that when they were getting ready to leave, they went to one driver. They asked the driver, why do I keep on yawning? Sorry. They asked the driver how much. The driver tried to charge them 50 US. She said that after that, she went to another driver, another taxi. They tried to charge her 53 US. So they decided to go with another driver who was charging, I guess they were charging the same, like $50. And she was like, how the guy was young, he was good looking. That was your first mistake. When the devil's coming to you, the devil is not gonna come to you how you think he's gonna come to you. The devil's gonna come to you very beautiful, very, very nice, to confuse you. So anyway, so she said the guy was very good looking, he was young. They decided to go with that driver. When they went with that driver, basically the driver, she put on her GPS to go back to the hotel. She said when she put her GPS to go back on her hotel, she noticed that the driver was going in a different direction. So she told the driver, like, hey, like, where are you going? Like, what are you doing? And then the driver was like, oh, you have your GPS. Let me see your phone. So she shows the driver the GPS or whatever on her phone. And she said that the driver did something, like he didn't say anything, like he was quiet. She said that she noticed that even after, like he'll keep missing the turns and then go back and then make up the turns at another turn. So it wouldn't look that obvious. She said that in the front there was like or behind them there was like a unmarked truck that was there. Like they was following, or he was following behind. The driver was following behind the truck, or the truck was following behind them. But at first, they wasn't really paying any mind, but then after, when she realized what was going on, they started to like panic. She said one of her friends was in the back sleep. So it was, I guess it was three of them. So she was in the front seat. One of the friends in the back seat was asleep, and the other one that was alive, that was here alive, that was up. They started texting each other like, "Yo, this guy is like super weird. Like something's going on. He keeps on missing the turns." So I forgot basically like how they realized like, okay, this is what was going on. They started to fight the driver, right? They started to fight the driver, punch the driver. And I know this really happened because they took pictures, her nails and everything was gone. She said they tried to get out the vehicle. The driver was locking them in. They ran out the car barefoot, all kind of stuff or whatever. And they started running like barefoot or whatever to get to, she said they were like literally like 5 minutes from the hotel. And she said she started screaming, ayuda, 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 ayuda in Spanish, even if they don't speak Spanish. But they were so traumatized that they thought that everybody was in cahoots. They ended up at a different hotel. When they got to a different hotel, they basically explained what happened or whatever. She said that the people were laughing at them. She said she doesn't know if they were laughing at her or that they were laughing at something else that already had transpired. But they were so paranoid, and they were so like, oh my God, like they didn't know who to trust because, in a lot of these movies, all the hotel, the police, everybody be working together. So, make a long story short, she basically ended up going back to the States that same day because of whatever situation that situation. She said their cell phones end up staying in the vehicle. When the police came, she gave them a description. The police was like, the way it works, that they have to physically go and testify against the person or whatever. They have to look for the person and go there. They was like, they just didn't have no time for that. They just want to leave. And they were just happy that they were there, that they were alive. She said that they asked the hotel staff, like, is this something that has happened before? The hotel staff said that it hasn't happened to them, but they have heard cases of it happening in other hotels where females will end up missing. So, guys, I don't know how much I can emphasize this. Do not take those yellow cabs. Do not take those cabs, those random cabs that's on the street. You do not know these people. You don't know how. You just don't know. Someone sent me that lady on WhatsApp. She was the first. She was the first time. Oh, it was the first time in Panama, and she was experienced. She was experienced the Panama culture. It's really sad that that happened to her. I mean, this unfortunately was an isolated incident, and I don't want to say this to deter people to come into Panama because you know what, it can happen anywhere. Remember the lady that went to visit the tourist who went to New York and got shot by the Venezuelan migrant. You know what I'm saying? So things can happen like literally everywhere, but avoiding certain situations, trying to avoid certain situations. I say this all the time, y'all. If you could avoid the yellow taxi like a plague, avoid the yellow taxis like a plague. And again, I'm very sorry for those honest people that do work taxis, but unfortunately, me personally, I'll be like, okay, this is not a chance that I'm willing to take. This is not a chance that I'm willing to take. I stick with Uber. Yeah, that's how I initially. Wow, I don't even know how to talk. Initially, wow, I had got that video on WhatsApp. But the good thing is, because I forgot to mention this part, that the person did get caught. The person got caught and was sentenced to 96 months in jail. So that's a good thing. But what about all the other people who don't get that justice? What about other people whose videos don't go viral? What about that? And these people, the thing about it is a lot of these people, they're not even thinking about tomorrow. They're thinking about what they're going to eat today. It's literally like the survival of the fittest. It literally is like, and it's even like okay. I don't want to say it's embedded in the culture, but I have experienced lots of situations where people are just thinking about today and not about tomorrow. They worried about what they eating right now. They're not worried about what they eating tomorrow. They don't care. So if they got to rob Peter to pay Paul, that's what they're gonna do, and then they worry about the next day and the next day and the next day, and that's a crazy mindset to have. But again, yes, Wega Vivo MPTY. That is exactly what it's called. I mean, I told you guys about the artist that I booked for my last event, and I gave him a deposit and he just didn't show up. Now, this is the second artist that did this to me that just didn't show up. The first artist, he actually gave me back my deposit. The second artist just did not give me back my deposit and is trying to basically force me into booking another show to book him again. How are you gonna try to bully me into having another show to have you perform so you can make the rest of the money that you did not get because you ain't show up at my event the first time? Child, yes. They are all crooks. All only difference is the crooks is in suits and ties. The crooks, but here in Panama, the crooks be in suit and ties. They be in taxis. They be in all kind of stuff, child. Okay, so this person, he just didn't show up, right? He just did not show up. He didn't even give me a heads up that he wasn't gonna show up. He just didn't show up to the event. And then he messaged me the day before saying, like, hey, what time the person that you just mentioned, I can't say no names because I'm not saying no names, but you said it. He didn't show up. He just didn't show up at the event. Literally, he didn't show up. Nobody called me. Nobody didn't say nothing. I had to message like, "Hey, where's this guy?" And again, like I said in the one of the clips, the manager was like, he didn't know what was going on because he was in Dominican Real DR. But he gave me back my money. He didn't give me an apology, but he still gave me back my money. The other one now, the other artist, right? I'm telling you, people just be ruining relationships over bullshit. Like I say this all the time. And I'll be wondering, like, I'm like, this is why, Panama has a lot of talent, like so much talent, very talented. But I realize the reason why a lot of these artists don't leave Panama is because of the business mentality or the way a lot of people conduct their businesses. I posted a video, I posted a post about this particular person that I'm talking about. Didn't say any names, but just basically like, you know, this person did this XYZ, and they're basically forcing me to have another event so that for me to pay them the rest of the money that I owe them, and then gonna lie and say that I was begging for a price reduced. No, I was not begging for a reduced price. I told you what my budget was, and you agreed to that. Period. Because if you would have told me that you charged $2,000, I would have been like, no, that's okay, and we didn't have to do business together. I'm not gonna keep begging you to bring down your prices, and I don't like telling people to bring down their prices because I don't like people begging me to bring down my prices. Like I don't work in a flea market. I'm not here to I'm not negotiating. Whatever my price is, whatever my price is. I'm not here to negotiate. So I would never expect for anybody else to negotiate. If you tell me that that's what your price is, I'm gonna say, okay, cool. It either works for me or it doesn't work for me. And in this particular person, I said, no, this doesn't work for me. My budget is this. And I said, okay, it's all cool. And he said, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna do that for you. So because you did that, why you feel that why you can't give me back my money? I don't want to have another event with you. Oh, and then he goes, "Oh, well, you forgot when I staged you at your event when the other person didn't show up." To be very honest with you, you didn't save me because personally, I could have done without you. You were not the main the main act. People was coming out to see a specific person. I literally only just did it because I was like, well, I mean, he's here. And okay, cool. Like you seem like a cool person. Let's give people another performer because this performer didn't show up. So you were thrown in there and you got free money because you was walking by and you just happened to just pass by the event and you made money, a quick money doing something quickly. Bunch of bidders, they pay the Jamaican artists but screw their own. Who? What do you mean? Who pays the Jamaican artist? The artist that performs? Because the artists that perform, they ain't paying no Jamaican artists to come to Panama. First of all, these Jamaican artists charge a lot of money to come and perform at these events. Hence why Panama don't be having much artists coming to Panama. What I would say is now I see why certain artists that left Panama and are huge out internationally don't come back to go get any other artists because of the grimy mentality. I don't even know how we got back on this topic again, but here we are. Okay, so basically you're saying like, okay, so this one you're saying like, so he says that he couldn't get into office because Panamanians want you to go in with suit and tie. So basically what he's referring to is that when you go into like certain banks, people judge you by the way you're dressed. It don't even matter. You know, you could go in a bank in America and literally like you could look like a homeless person, but your bank account will have lots of money or whatever. Here, if you don't have a suit and tie, people not taking you seriously when you go into these offices. So I think that's what he's talking about. Listen, I oh, and then another thing I wanted to talk about because someone wrote on my someone wrote on my page like, "Oh, I am Panamanian descendant or I am Panamanian heritage. This does not reflect the culture." I hate when people who probably have their great grandmother, their Panamanian or whatever, have not been back to Panama. You probably come just to do vacation stuff. You don't do anything for Panama. You don't give back. You don't do anything. But you guys have the most to say about what Panamanian culture is. You guys wouldn't even live here. I'm not saying that this reflects the whole entire culture, but Wegabivo is really a real thing. Is everybody a Wegabivo? No, but it is embedded in the culture. It is what it is. Like everybody knows that. That's what they say. Panameño Wegabivo. Hello. So for those of you who don't live here, zip it. Okay, because your comments are super annoying because you don't live here. You don't know what it's like to be here on a day to day. You may visit for a weekend and you go back home. That does not, your little weekend or the little bit of time that you are here does not reflect on what living like on a daily basis and what people have to go through on a daily basis have to deal with. So please, thank you. And don't tell me, well, if that's how you feel, then you should go home. This is my home. Okay. I have more rights than most of you guys to even be here. Thank you. Now, another thing is that I feel like people be getting upset with me is because I do not give referrals. People would message me on my rum and brunch page. They ask me, "Hey, do you have any events that's coming up?" And if I don't have events that's coming up on their weekend or whatever weekend they're gonna be there, they're like, "Well, do you have any referrals?" My answer is no, I do not have any referrals. And this is the reason why I do not give referrals to other people's events. Why I don't give referrals to other clubs, why I don't give referrals on a lot of things is because I can only vouch for myself. I cannot vouch for other people. I cannot vouch for other people. I can't vouch for what other people going to do. I have no idea. And I do not want to have that on my conscience. For example, I had an event, rum and brunch weekends, and apparently someone that took part in my weekend went to a club in Casco Viejo and someone slipped them a date rape in their drink. Now, do I know if it's true or not? I have no idea because I was not there, but it was brought to my attention that something like this happened. This club that these people went to, this particular person went to, is a very popular club in Casco Viejo. A lot of tourists go there. A lot of people that travel, like young people that travel to Panama, they go there because the reason why they go there is because I'm trying not to, I don't want to give too much information because I don't want to ruin nobody's reputation. But this is one of the stops on one of the tours that people do. This particular club is one of the stops. So they go there thinking like, okay, the tour, but you got to understand when you go to these places and when you're doing these tours, you're with a tour guide. So obviously certain things are not going to happen to you because you're with a responsible person that's going to make sure that you're good, right? But then they end up and they're telling other people like, oh, if you come into Panama, come to such and such club or whatever, and then people go there on their own. Sorry, y'all. People end up going there on their own. And so when they end up going there on their own, it's not the same as when you're with a tour guide. So this particular club, they be having like pickpocketers. I know for a fact that they do because I've witnessed them. Like I see how these people move. It's like literally in the middle of the hood. Like, Casco Viejo is like, part touristy and part hood. So the people that go to this club, they're trying to pickpocket you. That when you come out, they're gonna try to talk to you, get you confused, and then slip their hands in your pocket, steal your cell phone. I've witnessed them try to steal somebody's cell phone right in front of me, and a big fight broke out between a tourist and them, and then the police came and started throwing like gas. So that's the reason why I do not give recommendations or give referrals to other events or nightlife in Panama. And I know people take a lot of offense to that, but I'm protecting you and I'm also protecting myself because I'm building a brand. So forgive me if you feel like I am coming off wrong. If I don't want to give you referrals, I'm just not gonna do it. Okay, I'm not giving nobody no referrals to nothing. Okay, if you ask me about my event and what I got going on, I can give you advice on my events and what I got going on. Or if I happen to know someone that I trust that is having an event, and I can say, okay, well, I'm not having an event, but you could check out this particular event, then maybe I would do that. But I'm not referring nobody. Okay, I want to make sure that my word is my bond, and I don't want to be looked down like, oh, like I'm part of the grand scheme or the scheme if something goes on at someone else's event. So yeah, that's my reason why I do not give um referrals. Okay, so I hope we got that clear. I hope you guys forgive me, but this is what it is. All right, guys. So does anybody have any questions? How long have I been on here? I've been on here for a hot little minute. Okay. I've been on this live for a little minute. It's like what 45 minutes now, and yeah, I am kind of like out of topics now. And usually everyone that's in the live that comments, they're not here today, but we'll catch up on the next live stream. So if you have a something that you guys want to talk about in the next live stream, leave it in the comment section and we will discuss. And once again, thank you guys for tuning into my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Peace and love.